Sam was bored. Very bored. It was summer vacation, but all his friends were gone. The days were long and hot. Sam sighed. He missed his friends. He missed playing outside.
Sam's mom looked up from her book.
"Why don't you read, sweetie?" she suggested. "It's a great way to pass the time."
Sam loved reading. He loved stories about pirates and dragons and faraway lands. But today, even his favorite books seemed dull. Nothing seemed exciting enough to chase away the boredom. Sam wandered over to the bookshelf. He scanned the titles, hoping for something new and interesting. Just then, a book with a shimmering golden cover caught his eye. He'd never seen it before.
Curious, Sam pulled the book off the shelf, his heart pounding with excitement. The cover was smooth and cool beneath his fingers, almost as if it were made of silk. It had no title, only a strange symbol that seemed to glow faintly, casting a soft light. He opened the book with trembling hands. The pages were filled with swirling golden letters that seemed to move before his eyes, forming patterns and shapes that were mesmerizing.
As Sam touched the first page, the room began to spin, slowly at first, then faster and faster. He felt a strange tingling sensation, like 1,000 tiny bubbles popping on his skin, spreading from his fingertips to his whole body. He closed his eyes, feeling dizzy and disoriented, as if he were floating in a dream. When he opened them again, he was no longer in his living room, but in a place beyond his wildest imagination.
Sam gasped, his eyes wide with wonder and disbelief. He stood in a vast and magnificent library, unlike any he had ever seen, filled with an aura of magic and mystery. Bookshelves stretched as high as the clouds, filled with books of every color and size imaginable, each one seemingly more intriguing than the last. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, casting shimmering rainbows across the room, making the entire space sparkle with enchantment.
The air buzzed with a soft whispering sound, like a gentle breeze rustling through leaves. Sam realized with a start that the whispers were coming from the books themselves. He could hardly believe his ears. They were talking, murmuring, and even arguing with each other, their voices blending into a symphony of knowledge and stories. Sam had never imagined anything so incredible. It was like stepping into a dream.
Suddenly, a book flew off a nearby shelf and hovered in front of him, its pages fluttering as if caught in an invisible breeze. It had a friendly, worn leather face and a pair of spectacles perched precariously on its spine, giving it a wise and approachable appearance.
"Welcome, young reader," the book said in a creaky voice that sounded like it had been around for centuries. "I am Bookie, the guardian of this library. You must be Sam. We've been expecting you."
Sam was astounded, his eyes wide with wonder. "You can talk!" he exclaimed, his voice filled with excitement and disbelief. "And you know my name? How is that possible?"
Bookie chuckled, a sound like rustling pages, a comforting and familiar noise. "Of course I can talk. We all have stories to tell. We all can in this library. Every book here has a voice and a tale to share. And as for your name, well, let's just say magic has a way of revealing secrets. This library holds many mysteries."
Section 4, The Riddle of the Forest Gate. Bookie explained that Sam had stumbled upon a magical place, a library hidden from the ordinary world. Here, stories came to life and anything was possible. But there was a catch.
To fully experience the magic, Sam, you need to prove yourself worthy. See that gate over there?
Bookie pointed a leather-bound corner towards a shimmering archway at the far end of the library.
That leads to the Enchanted Forest, a place of wonder and adventure, but it's guarded by a powerful spell. Only those who solve the riddle can pass.
Sam's heart pounded with excitement. This was the adventure he'd been craving. He marched towards the gate, determined to solve the riddle. He had to see the Enchanted Forest for himself. Section 5, The Troll and the Talking Trees. The riddle was inscribed on the gate in glowing letters. "I have leaves, but I am not a tree. I have pages, but I am not a book. I tell stories, but I have no voice. What am I?" The glowing letters seemed to shimmer and dance, casting an eerie light on the surrounding forest.
I have leaves, but I am not a tree. I have pages, but I am not a book. I tell stories, but I have no voice. What am I?" Sam repeated the riddle to himself, trying to make sense of the cryptic message.
Sam frowned, racking his brain. He looked around the library, hoping for a clue. He saw books, shelves, even tiny scurrying creatures he'd never seen before, but nothing seemed to fit the riddle. The library was vast, filled with ancient tomes and mysterious artifacts, each one more intriguing than the last.
Ugh, nothing seems to fit. Sam's frustration grew as he continued to search, feeling more and more lost.
Just when Sam was about to give up, he noticed a small, dusty book tucked away on a low shelf. Its pages were filled with beautiful illustrations of fantastical creatures and landscapes. It was like a window into another world. That's when it hit him. The book seemed to glow softly, as if it held the answer he was seeking.
Wait a minute, could it be? Sam's eyes widened with realization, his heart pounding with excitement as he reached for the book.